What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the farm. Boil number 3, we are getting going back here in the sugar shop. Collected somewhere around 150, 160 gallons here on the farm in the past 4 days, I believe. We were frozen up again, but then we thawed out. So over the last 4 days, had some pretty good run. I've got the RO plugging away back here in the corner. Got the fire going. So I got that 150 gallons from here. My buddy John, he brought me over just short of another 40 gallons. So, don't know if I've talked about that before. I know I've mentioned him, but he brings his sap over to me. He does little like backyard boils, just over like, I believe he uses a campfire, maybe even a propane burner. I don't remember. But he brings me all of the sap that he can't get processed, and then we split it. So if he brings me 40 gallons, it's about a gallon of syrup. So he gets a half a gallon of syrup and I get a half a gallon of syrup. So that's the little deal we got worked out. It really works out great for the both of us. So we're plugging away. Going to be able to do a few draw-offs today. So it should be a pretty busy afternoon out here in the shop. Been a little over an hour. A really good boil going right now. Don't know if you can quite see it. Getting some real good color over here. Down by the draw-off. About 217 degrees, so getting not too far away from our first draw-off. Mr. Brisket. Burning a combination of scrap wood, and I believe a lot of that is oak. So doing some of the good firewood, but also taking the time to get rid of a bunch of scrap wood. I think I show this every video, but starting to get some of the telltale signs we're getting close. You can see the difference in the boil between the 3 chambers of the tray. Fresh sap coming in down here. So this is our lowest sugar content. We work our way over to here, and you can see here at the draw off, we're getting much frothier. We know we're getting a lot more sugary. And then we got our vacuum filter hanging out up under the hood, staying nice and warm. So when we put our syrup in, when we do our draw off, we're not robbing any of the heat. Because probably the absolute biggest killer of being effective with your filtering and getting it done in any kind of timely manner, you got to make sure everything's warm. You want your filters warm. You want your syrup to still be warm. If you're using one of the vacuum filters, you got to make sure that your pot is warm. You want everything to be warm because you don't want it sucking the heat out of your syrup. To get it through that filter, it goes much, much easier when everything's nice and warm. These early draw-offs are really easy. We can just use the flow from our warming pan to kind of force it around and force the syrup right out the end here. So we can kind of just turn that flow rate up. And it's not super scientific, but I kind of just watch the bubbles. I've used my hydrometer. I know I'm syrup down here. You can really see the difference. Talked about this already, but the difference in the bubbles as you go across. So we're just using that to force it across. I'll probably draw off, I don't know, 3/4 of a gallon or so, not super precise. But we were at about 70 bricks right here. So I know even if I do let a little bit in that isn't quite all the way to 66 bricks, it'll all mix together inside the pot and I'll be just fine. We just did our 3rd draw off using this same filter, and you can see it is pretty thick on there, maybe 1/4 of an inch, maybe a little bit more, 3/8 of an inch. It was getting really slow getting through it, so we are going to go ahead and use a new filter, a new pre-filter, and a new wool filter for the 4th draw off. But just wanted to show you guys the kind of results you get with the diatomaceous earth. It really does a great job. Maybe that was 4 tablespoons total of diatomaceous earth. to collect this much sugar sand. And we're just a crystal clear product right now. A little over 6 hours in, and we have everything in the trays. Done 4 draw-offs so far. I bet we're an hour away from being done. All right, we got through it all, but it's late, so we're doing a little bit of cleanup. Do a wrap up tomorrow. See you guys then. All right, picking back up where we left off. So real quick, I want to show you guys. So I realized I said both, and I only meant to say one. So I said I was checking the syrup with the refractometer, and then I said I was checking it with the hydrometer. So this is my refractometer. This is what I use. This is calibrated for the much higher sugar content in. So this is what I use to check for my finished syrup, to check for the 66 Brix range. This is a hydrometer. So a hydrometer, the one that I have is calibrated for sap. I don't know if you can see there. So, it's only 1, 2, 3, 4. It's at the very low end of the Brix scale. So this is for checking the sugar content of the sap. Both of these, so it's 2 different technologies basically. Real quick, hydrometer, it is checking specific gravity by density of the liquid. Specific gravity is just measuring the density of something versus a baseline. So baseline being water, it's measuring the sugar content in the water. The refractometer does the same thing, but it uses light in order to basically check the water content. So I said both of those, they're 2 things, they do the same thing, but they're 2 different tools. And then in terms of what we got done yesterday, we filled up about 85, 90, whatever, however many it was, 85 or 90 of these little 4-ounce bottles. And these actually are what we are going to use as our wedding favors at our wedding. So I've made mention of it a couple of times in some different videos, but I'm actually getting married. Taylor and I are getting married here at the farm, and it's just a couple of months away. So we put those little 4-ounce bottles together, and that's what we're using at the favors for our wedding. So just about everything that we did yesterday got earmarked for that. So that's going to get put away in storage, and in May, that'll be a fun little treat for all of our wedding guests. Really looking forward to that. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Another quick little syrup vlog. A lot of it ends up being the same, but there's a little bit of different information in every one, I hope. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, think about hitting that thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And until next time, y'all, we will see you.